have given, write this LEX program to recognize valid arithmetic expression. Okay, the first thing is what? You have to enter a expression, arithmetic expression, and you have to check whether it is a valid expression. Okay, then identifiers in the expression could be only integers and operators could be plus and multiplication. Okay, so after that, count the identifiers and the operators present and print them separately. So you have to write the LEX program to check valid arithmetic expression. Okay, so identifiers can be could be only integers they have mentioned in the question, and operators could be plus and multiplication. So we'll generalize it to what alphabets, okay? And then you can modify the program as per question asked here, okay? And in this question, they have also said you have to count the identifiers. How many identifiers are there in the valid arithmetic expression? And also you have to count operators, okay? Let's go with the, let's start with the program, okay? So this part, the first part is what? It is it is the declaration section. So in this declaration section, what and all we write? We write the required header file and the variables, right? So the given question is what? You have to find whether the given expression is a valid arithmetic expression, right? So let me consider few examples before start writing the code. Okay, so let's consider, I hope all these expressions are visible. Okay, so let's consider these expressions. Okay, one second. A plus B, is it a valid expression? So when I say arithmetic expression, what are the operators involved? Plus, minus, multiplication and division, right? And modulo operator as well. But here we'll not consider modulo operator. We'll consider subtraction symbol, addition, multiplication and the division. Okay. So I have listed few expressions here. So those expressions are A plus B. So it is one valid expression, right? And then I have written A plus B, where A in uppercase, B in lowercase, right? So this is one valid expression, and I have written A plus B. So this is one more expression, and I can write the expression enclosed between the parentheses, right? So even that I have written parenthesis A plus B. Even this is valid expression, right? I have written here underscore AA followed by subtraction symbol followed by B. See, in this question, they have mentioned include the identifiers in the expression, isn't it? So what is identifiers? So that you have studied in the C languages, right? So what are the rules to create identifiers? It's like what it can start with underscore symbol, right? And alphabets to be used, right? So those rules you have to follow while writing the identifiers. With respect to this expression, I have started this expression with underscore. So this is a valid identifier, right? So altogether, this complete expression is a valid arithmetic expression, right? And I'll consider one more where each operands here starts with underscore. So this identifier is underscore A, and this is also identifier underscore B. So altogether, this is a valid expression. Next, I can write an identifier starting with underscore followed by alphabet and followed by number as well, right? Even this whole expression is a valid expression, isn't it? And one more, the last type I have considered, underscore start with alphabet, uppercase alphabet, division, followed by division symbol and followed by B2. So all these expressions, whatever I have written, are valid expression since they have asked you to consider identifiers. Okay. So this is one part, that is all about valid expression. Now let's see what are the invalid expressions. Okay, I have written few examples here. Just have a look. Just a minute. Let me correct this. Yeah, this is another set of expression which you can say invalid expression. See, if I write underscore a, it is an identifier, right? If this is followed by a parenthesis, it is not a valid expression. You can call this as invalid expression, right? And one more example I've considered, a minus b followed by parenthesis. See, if I use parenthesis, there should be equal number of left parenthesis. I mean, the number of left parenthesis must be equal to right parenthesis, right? Even this expression is also invalid. Let me consider another example wherein I have written this expression followed by parenthesis followed by another identifier. See, this expression includes identifiers, but it is not valid, right? One more example is right parenthesis followed by expression. So if I enter all these expressions, I mean, if I feed input as these expression to the LEX program, then your LEX program should identify whether these expressions are valid or not. Okay. So to do that, you have to write the LEX program, right? So in that case, you have to start writing the regular expressions at the rule section, right? So if I enter this a plus b, then what happens? YYLEX function, which is written in the main function, will check the regular expression that you have written under rule section. Okay, so if it matches, what is the respective action to be taken, that will be executed. Okay, let's see how to write regular expression for this. I mean, I'll take one simple valid expression. Let me take it as a plus b. Okay, so for this, how to write regular expression? So I'll start writing it in a character class. See, if you write anything within this box bracket, that we call it as character class. So regular expression can range from A to Z. That means this input, in the input, A is given. So according to the rules, it is valid identifier, right? So this expression can take A from A to Z. Any character you can write it here. Okay. So now next there is one more case. What if I write as a plus b? Even this is also correct, I mean valid expression, right? So even this has to be checked in the regular expression. So what I will do, so I will add another range, that is A to Z. Okay, so I'll put it in the character class and let it be followed by star. Or what does it mean? There will be one character from this range. Okay, for it can be followed by either any character from A to Z. It can occur either 0 times or more than 1 times. Okay, more than 0. Okay, so if this is the case, then this holds good, right? So while writing regular expression, you have to check all possible inputs. Okay, so now let's consider another example where my expression starts with capital A. Okay, so to check, see, this is a valid identifier, right? So what I'll do, I'll include A to capital Z range in the expression. Okay, so this will check either this can happen, this can be present in the input, or this can be present in the input. Okay, so now next input is, if input is AA, then this holds good, right? So what if my input is capital I mean lowercase a followed by uppercase a? Then even this is also valid identifier, right? So to include that, what I'll do, I'll include capital A range till Z. Okay, so this is the valid regular expression if my input is this way. Okay, there is one more chance. See, A, let me consider where, okay, let me consider here itself. Which one? Yeah, this one. Okay, this A, capital A plus capital B. What if I write identifier as A followed by 1? So what does it mean? Even this is also valid identifier, right? So to check this, I will include the numbers range that is from 0 to 9. Sorry, 0 to 9. Okay, this is a valid expression for this instance or this instance or this instance, or yeah, if those are the instances, then this holds good. Okay, now see, I have written two range, this part as well as this part, isn't it? So two ranges I have written, right? So now either this may be in your input, or the second part followed by the second part may be in your input. Okay, sorry, this must be at least one time occurrence should be there, and this may be 0 or more times. Okay, now you can see other examples which I have written here, which starts from underscore, right? Even this is a valid identifier. Okay, to check that input, what I'll do, I'll start with underscore. Okay, so if this is the case, then you can check with this condition. Okay, this is the regular expression for valid valid expressions. Okay, so this is the regular expression that you are supposed to write to check all these valid expression. I hope this is clear to everyone. Is this clear? Do you follow this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Then I'll move on to the next part, wherein you have to check for invalid expression, right? So let's see. These are the examples I have written. Okay. So in my what this part is done. 1 second. Yeah. Now, let's start with this. What if my input is an invalid expression? For such cases also, you are supposed to write the regular expression to check whether the given expression is valid or invalid. See, my expression starts with underscore a here. Okay, so let me copy this as it is. Since you have understood this part, I'll make changes to that. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this may be the first identifier. See, this is valid identifier, right? What if I write this expression, this identifier followed by parenthesis? Then this should be checked, right? So to do that, you along with this expression, you have to use slash symbol which says look ahead operator. Fine. The slash is used to say look ahead operator followed by what I have written, left parenthesis, right? So for that, I will write the parenthesis within the codes. Okay, this whole expression, you understood why I have written this character classes, right? This followed by front slash, okay, followed by within the double quotes parenthesis. So if you write the regular expression this way, then it can find out these kind of expressions are invalid. Okay, so this is one part, and next part is what What if this is the expression? First you have written what parenthesis and then followed by the expression. So for this case, you can write the regular expression as, so I'll just write it here. It starts from here, right? So for this will not be there since it starts from parenthesis, right? So you have to write first parenthesis, okay? Parenthesis followed by, it means look ahead operator, okay? This is the regular expression to find out when there is a invalid expressions. Okay, so and next part is it has to check what operate, I mean whatever the operators that you have included between the operands are valid or not. I mean are they used for with respect to arithmetic operators or some other operators are used. In that case you have to write regular expression like this. Okay, that is okay. That is within the character class, you have to start with minus operator because the order you have to follow in this way only. Minus followed by plus followed by multiplication followed by division symbol. So either one of the operator encounters in your input, then it matched with this regular expression, and what action has to be taken that you have to written for that particular regular expression. So this is the regular expression to check the operators, and these two are the regular expressions to check the invalid expressions, and this regular expression used to check valid expressions. Okay, I hope these parts are clear to everyone. Is that clear? Yes? Okay, so we'll move on to the coding part now. So let's start with the declaration. So declaration starts with percentage symbol followed by parenthesis. Okay, wherein I'm declaring the required header file like you do it for the C language, right? So the same thing, header file I have written, and variables, the required variables I have also declared here and initialized here. Okay, so let's see what are all the variables required. See, in the question, they have asked you to find the count of identifiers and operators, right? So to find that, to keep the count track, so I've used ID count and the op count. ID count is for identifiers, op count is for operators count, okay, and initialized to 0. Okay, next flag. Flag, I have used this variable and initialized to 0 to check whether the valid expression is like given expression is valid or not. Okay, and then count. Count is used to keep track of ID, that is identifiers, and operators. Please do remember the count operator is used to keep track identifiers and operators, because see to say what to say any expression is a valid expression, always the count of operator is one less than the number of operands in the expression, right? See, if there are a plus b, there are two operands, but the operator used is only one, right? So, with respect to this principle, to keep track the identifiers count and the operator counts, we have used count operator and sorry count variable and initialized to 0. And one more variable I have used, that is PC. PC is parenthesis count. As I said, to say any expression as a valid, if I have written in the using parenthesis, then left side parenthesis, number of left side parenthesis must be equal to number of right side parenthesis. So to keep track that, I've used another variable, that is PC, and initialized to 0. So these are the variables that I have declared in the declaration section. Okay, next we'll move on to the rules section in LEX program. Okay, so let me maximize the size of this. So this declaration section terminates with percentage followed by curly brace. Okay, and do remember this, what percentage followed by curly brace should come in the first column of your editor. Okay, so next rule section starts with this delimiter, that is percentage followed by percentage. Now first regular expression I have written here is parenthesis. So our expression can start with parenthesis as well, right? So that's why the first regular expression I have written is parenthesis. See, it is a single what expression, a regular so sorry, for this regular expression, since it is a single, we have to encode it in double quotes. Okay, so that you have to remember. So whenever there is a parenthesis in the expression in the input, okay, then what action you have to take? See, whenever you write a regular expression, the respective action also you have to write, right? So whenever there is a parenthesis, left parenthesis in the expression, what action has to be taken? We have to increment the parenthesis count. Okay, so this helps us to find out whether expression is valid or not. Okay, next there can be what right parenthesis as well, right? So for the same regular expression is written and respective action is what? Whenever there is right parenthesis, will decrement the parenthesis count. Okay, so if you decrement, if it is lesser than 0, then I'm setting flag is equal to 1. Okay, so parenthesis count should not be lesser than 0, right? If that's so, then the expression is not a valid one. Okay, so I'm just checking, you can decrement it till it becomes 0, not lesser than 0. Okay, so for that I'm setting flag is equal to 1. Okay, next is, okay, let me place this under action part. Okay. Next regular expression, I have written it for the invalid, where what character class is written underscore A to Z followed by capital A to Z followed by A to Z, capital A to Z and the numbers, followed by star which says ones or 0 or more times, followed by look ahead operator and then parenthesis. So if this is there in the input, then what action should be taken? We say that this is an identifier, okay, but we'll set flag is equal to 1. See, as I said, flag is used to check whether the expression is valid or not, right? So here also, if it is lesser than 0, I'm setting flag is equal to 1. In the same way here, if this is the input, then I'm setting flag is equal to 1, even though the what identifier is present in the expression. Okay, you can observe here identifiers is equal to percentages slash and double quotes comma, right? So after this I have written YY text. See, this is a YY text is a variable which is used in the LEX program, okay, which stores the matched string. See, I say with respect to this, I just consider I have given this as a input in my where uh, yeah, this as a input for this program. Then it has to say it is a what invalid expression, right? So once the input, this input matches with this regular expression, right? So this matched string is stored in this variable, that is y by text. Okay, so the matched string is stored in the variable called y by text. Okay, I hope I'm clear. And next regular expression I have written for the invalid case, where the expression starts from right parenthesis, right? If this is the regular expression, I mean, if the given input matches with this regular expression, then I'm setting flag is equal to 1 because that is invalid expression, right? And here this is for the valid, sorry, and this regular expression is for valid input, I mean valid expression, that is for example a plus b. See, a plus b, that is a valid expression, right? So you or you can write within the parenthesis a plus b. In that case, parenthesis will be matched with this regular expression where pc count will be incremented, followed by, where is it, followed by a, right? That matches with this regular expression where the respective action is, it identifies this as an identifier and matches the string in the yy text and will increment the count. That this count here, it says that this is an identifier matched when it checks with this regular expression. So I'll increment the count by 1. Since it is an identifier, I'm incrementing the ID count as well. Okay, so even count value will be incremented and ID count is also incremented. Okay, next regular expression with respect to symbols, minus, plus, multiplication and the division. If in the expression, if it is there any of these symbols, then that will be matched with this regular expression, and the respective action is the matched operator is stored in yy text variable, wherein I'm decrementing the count here. So now you might have understood the increment here. Whenever identifier is encountered, I mean present in the input, count value will be incremented. If any operator is there, then the count value will be decremented. Okay, next, if count, one second. Yeah. Next, now if the count is lesser than 0, if this count is lesser than 0, then I'm assigning flag is equal to 1. See, count can't be negative, right? So it has to be at least 1, right? So I'm setting flag is equal to 1. Then I'm incrementing op count since there is a operator in the input. Okay, this is all about the regular expression which you are supposed to write it in rule section with respect to the given question. Okay, so now after this, main function comes, right? So under main function, I've just included printf statement wherein I'm entering an arithmetic expression. Okay, so when this message displayed on the output screen, you will enter say a plus b. Okay, after this, you have to write LEX function in the main function itself. Okay, I've already explained why LEX is used, right? This LEX will take the input that you have given from the input device, okay, and it will match with all this regular expression. Wherever it matches, the respective action will be taken. Okay, so once action will be taken, then now we will see whether the given expression is valid or not. Okay, now if the count value is not equal to 1, then I'm setting flag is equal to 1. Why is that so? Yes, at least count value should be 1. See, uh, here, huh. For this, let me take input as a plus b. Okay, so this a matches with this expression, right? The count value here, let me take c is equal to 1. Okay, now in my expression, next input scanned is 1. Sorry, plus. This plus matches with this regular expression, that is plus, right? So what action I have to take? I have to decrement the count, that is count minus minus. So count value is 1. Now I am decrementing it, so count value become 0. Next, again, next input is b. So this b matches with this regular expression, so I have to increment the count value as 1, right? So now the count value becomes 1. So once you evaluate this, once you compare the given input with the regular expression, at the end, after comparing all the inputs, at the end you will end up with C value as 1. Okay, if it is 1, then only you can say it is a valid expression. Okay, so that's why here, if count value is not equal to 1, then I'll set flag is equal to 1. Then this is one thing. Next, if PC count is not equal to 0, it has to be 0 if I must say given input is valid, right? So if it is not equal to 0, again I'll set flag is equal to 1. See, these are the two conditions I'm checking for the invalid expression, right? Now, if the flag is equal to 0, then I can say it is a valid expression, else it is invalid expression. Okay, so once you check this, at the last you are going to print identifiers count, that is here ID count, and the operator count as op count. So this is the first question given in the given in your syllabus. So I hope you understood the program now. Do you have any doubts? You all understood this program? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll take that as S from everyone. Okay. So after once you now, since I asked you to install Fedora or Ubuntu, right? See, so if you have installed Ubuntu, then it's fine. You can execute in that as well. Okay. So here I'll just tell you what are the steps you need to follow to execute this program. So whatever lines that I explained till now, that should be written in a file. So first you have to create first you have to create a file using gedit command, give a file name, and then extension of the file should be .l. Okay, when you execute this command, it will open an editor where you type this program, save it, and close it. Okay, when you come back to the terminal, execute this command, LEX followed by one space and file name and the extension of the file as .l. Okay, so once you execute this command, move to the next line in the command prompt where you have to compile this lex.yy.c with the help of C compiler by linking the link libraries, that is -ll. Okay, so once this command is executed, it generates the output file and you can execute that output file using the command ./a.out. Okay, so once you follow all the steps, then it will take you to the you will get another command prompt where you will be asked to enter expression. Once you enter the expression, it will list out identifiers, operators, and given identifiers in the expression, and it will also check whether it is a valid expression or not.